Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today we have, it's a genuine interest of mine to go in on this topic with a good friend of mine, Chris Barnes, who is an epigenetic longevity strategist. Everyone, welcome Chris. Phew. How are you, mate?
Mate, I'm bloody wonderful.
Are you?
Yeah, so great to be here. Feel great.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
That always gets a smile, mate.
Yeah, I haven't had
Everyone
applause,
loves
a
a good
standing
cheer.
ovation and applause.
I actually want to get a really big, long, drawn out one. And then me and Addis were actually even saying, oh, it'd be so good if you could like put their name like someone, yeah, Chris, yeah.
It's the little things, isn't it? The little touches. I love it.
It is, man. It is. Mate, thanks for coming in. And it was good reconnecting with you actually. And I have sort of from afar been watching your journey. And it's interesting, I think, because I think you mentioned, was it around 2010?
I believe so. I think we
met?
when I had my gym.
Yeah.
And you remember there, and I had many great conversations with you. You were starting up your return to raw greens, and very very into your health.
Yeah, that was a season, mate. That was cool. That was such a cool gym, just a great time. Like, so what was that? That's 16 years ago, or around 15 years ago.
Crazy, yeah, exactly. So we opened 2010, and I believe it was, just those early years in the gym.
Yeah.
It's like 15, 16 years ago. It's crazy how much time passes in that period. It doesn't feel like it's that long since we've had a conversation, but it was a special gym, special time of my life. I can honestly say that.
Yeah. Mate, tell us about epigenetic longevity strategy and what you're doing and your journey. What is that, first of all? How do you define that title?
I love this space, and it's what drew me out of the gym game, because I was just so interested in understanding at the deepest level possible human biology. I had stuff going on in me personally, anxiousness, years of sleep issues and just up and down kind of moods, which I had no answer for, and doctors didn't. And also I lost my dad too young, around the same time we opened the gym.
Right.
And that really just kind of got me rattled. And then understanding that I thought I knew so much about health and fitness then. I was a gym owner, PT, sporting background. Didn't know enough to truly kind of identify how to support my dad better. So I went and studied further and became attracted to genetics just by chance, meeting a really great doctor over in Austin, Texas at a big paleo health conference. Studied in genetics, epigenetics, so understanding DNA, and epigenetics is understanding what drives genetic expression. And then with that, I could map out somebody's unique genetic blueprint, understand what's driving their biological behaviour better, and then we could create a really precision-based plan to support them based on those bio-individual needs, rather than just guessing and trying programs and seeing what works, trying diets, hoping things would work, kind of blaming them when the diet isn't working for them, thinking that they're not sticking to the diet, but it's really, for a lot of people, a mismatch. They're eating a certain way, but their biology is needing different balance of micronutrients, and we can see that in genetics. And if we can identify that, then we can provide a more suited plan, a better diet, a better training program, and just hopefully help people better steer their health direction. Like everyone has family members touched with certain diseases, hereditary-based diseases. We can see patterns in a lot of biological pathways, so people can start supporting them before anything ever eventuates, hopefully.
And so when did you when did you start that journey? Like, how long was that while you were with Jet's Gym? Like, while at that, like, sorry, was it when? What was the timing on that?
Towards the end, so I had been in the gym for 2010. I was in it for 15 years when I sold it. So it was the last couple of years that I started to study in genetics and started applying that, and then we sold the business, and then for the last 5 years I've been kind of working solely in the epigenetic health performance space.
Yeah, I feel like now it's pretty on trend, right? But I feel like maybe back then, like was it as big as, has it always, is it just on my radar now? Has it always been like big and like this space?
Not here. When I started, it was just emerging. I think America, US, UK had been years ahead.
Yeah.
When I started, the conversation was still very novel, very new with people. There was a lot of understanding about DNA genetics through a clinical lens, trying to diagnose or see a particular disease. I don't work in that fashion. I work in proactive health, preventative health. We look at genetics that drives biology, influences micronutrient needs, deficiency needs, inflammation, hormone balance, brain chemistry.
Wow.
All those kind of things. We had some big profiles, people like Gary Brecker that came with a force like over the last couple of years, big platforms talking about methylation-based tests, MTHFR genes. Every second person I spoke with was like, Chris, I've been following this guy, Gary Brecker, and I'm like, yeah, I'm familiar with him. And it was great because it just really cemented awareness for genetic testing and the benefit. So many people were just coming through that avenue, just genetic methylation testing. It's bigger than that.
Yeah.
Genetic methylation testing is testing a set of genes that deal with methylation. That's only one piece of the puzzle.
Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. Tell me about that puzzle. Like one piece. Like what are the other pieces then?
So there's a whole spectrum of metabolism-based genes that influence insulin resistance, fat sensitivity. So we look at how the client is geared to handle carbohydrates, certain fats. Some people are just far more sensitive to high saturated fat diets, things like a gene called ApoE. So the ApoE4 is one of the bigger risk factors for cognitive decline, cardiovascular disease. If you've got the risk SNP on this one, then high saturated fats can be a lot more problematic because the metabolism in your system is less efficient with that. So high saturated fats can drive cardiovascular, cholesterol issues, brain plaque issues in those individuals.
Right.
And then it goes right down to looking at detoxification-based genes. We can see some people just inherit genes that are less functional at times, or potentially a lot of the time if they're not looking after themselves. So they're just higher risk for detox issues, accumulating more toxins, not being able to clear toxins. So if you see those patterns, and then you've got somebody that's a heavy drinker, heavy smoker, poor diet, highly processed foods, somebody that doesn't go to the toilet regularly, doesn't sweat regularly, pretty big candidate for toxicity, right? Not being able to move the stuff out of the body that we're designed to. So looking at the whole picture, you get a better lens on what areas might be vulnerable for people and how to support them. Methylation genes looks at methylation, which is a biochemical process in the body, very important, happens millions of times a day for people, but influences things like how you produce dopamine, serotonin in the brain, can influence how you detox, right down to how your genes get turned on and off or up and down, that supports disease prevention or can lead towards disease if you're doing the wrong inputs. And that's epigenetics. All those signals that come in can alter the expression of genes.
Wow. And so once you sort of, you don't, do you diagnose? Like in your, no, you don't diagnose. How about, what do you call it? Like
I never diagnose. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
Trained in genetics, epigenetics, 20 years in health, but I'm very clear that everything I do is educational and helping people understand their genes, which is based on very robust science.
Yeah.
It's not fringe science anymore. There's much evidence there, but I just point them in the directions of, if they've got vulnerable genes, genes that influence things like ApoB, high cardiovascular risk, I just use that language. There's high risk for imbalances in blood lipids and things like that. I don't diagnose because it's not my place to do so, but I can definitely, and I work in conjunction with doctors. If we look at somebody's genetics and they've got, for example, one of the methylation genes is a gene called MTHFR. And if you carry the double risk variant on this one, it can lead to insufficiency in that methylation cycle, which can then lead to build-up of a thing called homocysteine. And we know that high homocysteine is very damaging to your cardiovascular system.
Right.
High risk for blood clots, cognitive decline, very, very inflammatory.
Yes.
I'd be sending them to like a doctor to say, hey, maybe we should test this.
Right.
Because there's genetic risk.
Yes.
Genes are always probability. Never 100% deterministic.
Okay.
You can have a high-risk gene,
Yeah.
lactose intolerance. You might be able to handle it okay.
Yeah.
If your system's good, you have it every now and then. But high likelihood of it affecting you if you've got the high-risk genes.
So how do you discover like someone, like how does the process start? Like how does that work?
I always approach it based on biology, individual. So we sit down, we always start with genetics, saliva test.
Yep.
A few weeks, we get back a really good panel of genetic variants across the whole system, so brain health, cardiovascular health, micronutrient, nutrition needs.
Yep.
Nutrition is a massive one because it's so influential on the whole system as well. And once we've got that back, then we can sit down, I get a health history from the client. What are you dealing with? Because it's like genes are one thing, but what they're dealing with is another thing. We need to see what they're expressing. What are they dealing with? Brain fog, anxiousness, low mood, low libido, all these things, right, are signals of a system out of balance. Not broken. And I'm not a big advocate of just diagnosis. So I always refer to the language like you've got a system that's imbalanced that can be corrected.
Yep.
Rarely do I ever believe a system is broken that can't be corrected. That's how I approach everything. It's the language I use because I believe that language is more powerful for somebody to know that this is why you're feeling a certain way, because we can see it in your bloods, in your genetics. You're high risk here for up and down moods or low mood. You're experiencing anxiousness, depression-like symptoms. Your bloods are showing that you're really deficient or you're really inflamed. This again can lead to potential imbalances in the way that those genes work, because genes work even worse when there's stress, when there's inflammation, when there's micronutrient deficiencies. So many people feel empowered once they can see that they're not broken. They've got signals leading to why they're feeling a certain way, and then they've got a plan where they can eat, supplement, lifestyle interventions to hopefully improve the way they feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is what you're doing and what you're talking about, because I think probably everyone, right, like you hear about the person that is so-called healthy, but then they get some sort of sickness or disease or something, or they eat really healthy, but they're always getting sick. And so is this like a cause of their genetics? Is that sort of, you picking up what I'm saying?
I'm catching. I'm just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So much of that is driven by genetic changes, but more so epigenetic changes. So like they can be super fit and healthy, but genetically they can still be carrying risk genes. And then if there's something in their environment that they haven't seen or they don't know about, and I've seen this personally in clients that have high risk genetics for like cognitive decline, cardiovascular, fat sensitivities following carnivore or high fat keto diets, which like they might feel okay in the interim, but long term, we don't know whether that's going to drive plaque build-up, especially if they're under oxidative stress with that high cholesterol load. Hard to say.
Okay.
But yeah, you can look, and I think I was a very good example of a high functioning, looked good, generally on the surface good, but internally high stress levels, high adrenaline, anxiousness out of the blue, 20 years of terrible sleep. Like, I mean, sleepwalking, breaking things in my sleep, bad sleep.
Wow.
Like, like childhood of just constant sleepwalking. And that went right through to late 20s, I think.
Me too, mate.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. Nothing anymore, but as a child, like relentless, like so much. And then, into my early 20s, like when I met who is my now wife, Leonie, who I think...
I've met Leonie,
Yeah. Gosh. She used to have a laugh a couple of times there, but yeah, but so I empathise with that. But okay, so bad sleep, yeah.
Yeah, and that was just one thing. Like, night terrors, another aspect of that sleep. But it was not until I mapped out my genetics I could see that I had some really weighty genes that one influenced kind of neurotransmitter balance, tone for like anxiousness, but more so the ability to clear stress hormones, adrenaline. It's a gene called COMT, and it plays a role in the pace at which we clear dopamine and adrenaline. Some are fast, some are slow. And if you're slow and you're somebody that's dealing with a lot of stress, dealing with a lot of stimulants, so I was right in the middle of the gym day, pre-workouts, coffee, plus I wasn't sleeping well, so I was having excessive amounts of those. That stuff just builds up, especially in your brain.
Right.
Go to sleep, or try and go to sleep, and you're just full of adrenaline, right?
Yeah.
Wired and tired, and it's just a nasty mix. But like, I don't have any of those issues now.
Okay.
Yeah. Change my diet, change the way that I behave, if I do, I love coffee, but I don't drink excessive coffee, especially after midday. I don't touch it because it wires me up.
Yeah.
So you just kind of know your profile, know your biology better, then you can support it better. More magnesium, more activated B vitamins, things to calm down my nervous system.
Yes.
Yeah, so many people. Like, it affects so many people that they don't know that that's how they're wired, and they go through work. And it can be a real strength at times. Like, there's many benefits to these genetic variants as well. You can have more creativity and more flow in non-stressful situations, but with that slow COMT, get in a really stressful situation, work where you have to perform, you kind of freeze, right? It's just like too much adrenaline, too much dopamine, and you can't function. So they're generally not the best under pressure.
Right.
The slow COMT tend to perform better in stressful situations.
Yeah.
It's more regulated dopamine.
And so how do you recommend, I'm trying to pick my words here because I know, like, in the health space and not being a doctor, the words like diagnose and treat.
Yeah.
But like, how do you treat people? Is it all through their eating habits, or is it like, tell me a little bit about that.
I support like my clients through all of the above. So we look at their genetic needs.
Yes.
We get them eating the way that their profile's showing.
Yep.
We find out what micronutrients, especially now. I'm kind of working with a new partner that is actually creating bio-individualized supplements based on your actual biology.
Right.
And this is so advanced now that they'll measure your genetics and your bloods and then actually formulate multivitamins and blends based specifically on what your bloods and are showing. And this is just next level. But this is how I work with my clients, and this is how I'll be supporting them.
Wow.
So we look at genetic variants, we look at bloods, we look at high risk markers. Are you dealing with like high CRP or inflammation? We need to support that by anti-inflammatory diet. We need to get more anti-inflammatory supplements in there. We need to clear out the things that could be driving inflammation, gluten sensitivity, lactose intolerance, gut microbiome dysbiosis. So we look at the whole picture.
Wow.
So it's very many layers, because I know that health operates in many layers. It's this complex system, right? Never do we just isolate one system, because if your gut's off, your head's going to be off, and everything's off. So we try and support the whole system because the body works best that way. Even mental, emotional regulation, meditation, all those things feed into it, because stress is the biggest corruptor of all. That was going to be,
I did have a stress question in there, but keep going.
We'll get to that one.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Yeah. So we look at the whole picture. How is the client expressing with their health? Are they highly stressed? Do they constantly worry? Are they not able to shut off their mind? Do they have no energy?
Yeah.
What's causing this? And normally, we always start with their biology, their genetics.
Yes.
Because that's what drives all of our body's function, right? Our genes.
Yep.
Why is it so crazy for us not to start there? It's never taught to us, right? Like, I've worked as an athlete, never touched on genetics.
Yeah.
Worked in as a PE teacher, studied as a PE teacher originally, never learnt about genetics.
Yeah.
Worked in the gym space, health performance, never looking at genetics.
Yep.
It's just crazy. Everyone should know this information. I have so many families doing their children newborns.
Yep.
Because they want to know this stuff from an early age because it drives how well they thrive, how well they... Because a lot of these genes tell us a lot about personality and a lot about like susceptibility to anxiousness, worry, over-exaggerated fear.
Yep.
If you know that's... And it's just... It's not saying you're stuck that way. It's just you're a bit more... The dial's turned a bit more that way. You might be just a bit more anxious.
Yeah.
Let's get some more magnesium, more B6, balance all those nutrients that create more GABA, calm their nervous system down. Or do we need to get more support in there for energy production? So it all comes back to food and nutrients and lifestyle. Because I think they're the things that move like the dial most for people.
Yeah.
Like I love the whole biohacking space and there's so many cool things, peptides and everything, but always foundational first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mate, I think, gosh, my wife's going to be dialed into this podcast. Mate, she loves this shit. and mate, we'll definitely have to come and see you because same with my boy at the moment, it's a process of elimination on... He's just always getting sick. And so, but what you touched on before, it should be, like I feel like going to the doctor now, it is a complete fucking waste of time. Maybe not for everyone, but that is a big generalization. But like you'll sit there and they'll, generalizing again, but I've been with a doctor where they'll be like Googling and ChatGPTing and I'm just like, man, don't we have the technology now where you can take my blood, my saliva or whatever it is, and the way that AI is processing data now, like I'm sure, I do want to talk to you about that. Like what advancements have you seen in the space with like AI, with like big data and that type of thing? So I know I just spoke around a lot of things there, but so what about that? Have you seen many big changes like with AI and data crunching and
powerful? Just the ability to take so much data and then like predict and forecast. Like I see it in like the epigenetic space. Yeah. The algorithms and AI now leading like down the path of disease prediction.
Wow.
Like they're so confident and precise in their algorithms based on the data bank of all these people that they've been testing, that they can look at your epigenetics and your biomarkers, because they look at it all in the epigenetic lens. They're looking at metabolites, proteins, your genetics, the epigenetic expression. So there's many layers. And then they look at the patterns. And to be able to do that, like AI is just powerful for that, to then be able to give you like a detailed path forward as well. If you're not using that, you're going to be so far behind the ability. Like I'm not saying AI is the only answer, but you have to be utilizing it and using it strategically to support, because like you just can't do it.
Of
like
course.
With the human lens, right, to go and review databases and all this like health data, right?
It's a universal calculator.
Yeah, it's
and
powerful.
It's like, what data are you giving it? It's going to give you the quickest answer.
Yeah, powerful.
Yeah, because I've heard a number of times actually, like all disease, 99.9% of disease is preventable from early detection. Do you stand by something close to that? Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
because all disease, most of disease would be stemming from whether it's cellular stress, inflammation, deficiency, toxicity. If you can identify that early, clear the blockage or support the needs, it would make sense that you'd be able to prevent the decline.
I'll put you in a lower risk.
Lower risk, absolutely makes sense. And that's why so many people are really proactive now. More people are starting, not waiting to get sick and waiting for something to break before they start acting. They're mapping this stuff out. They're looking for signals, and that's what they are. They're signals. Like if something's kind of high range, it's a signal that it's out of range. Change your diet, change your lifestyle, exercise more, sleep better, drink less. Do these things, remeasure. So it's an ability to keep you accountable, but also just get a benchmark and then check.
So you test, is it saliva? Do you do bloods and like feces, like that level?
Feces would be microbiome.
Right.
If you were needing to do that, my primary focus is saliva for genetics.
Yes.
bloods for epigenetics.
Okay.
Because, you're measuring a deeper subset of DNA methylation. So blood's far more accurate, gives you far more information. But that blood looks at so much. Like, it looks at nutritional markers, inflammation markers, heavy metals, toxin exposure, cardiovascular. So it looks at a lot of the normal blood pathology markers that you'd go and have a blood draw, but from the epigenetic lens, gene expression lens, you could go and have your bloods done today. You could have a massive fatty Wagyu the night before, and like your blood fats and everything, triglycerides and cholesterol could be through the roof. But then within 24 hours, they can drop back out.
Okay.
You walk away with that blood test going, I've got high cholesterol. It's a snapshot of that immediate blood at that time, whereas DNA methylation, epigenetics is a longer window because those changes happen over a longer time. So it just gives you a longer running average of those markers in your body, which is really useful. Again, high signals gives you a direction to support, because you don't normally know these things, right? Like you think you're cruising, but you could have this quiet little kind of fire burning in the background for 10, 15 years that could have been potentially corrected if you knew that it was there and there was an imbalance. You're sensitive to a certain diet, or you're actually just really deficient, or you had some real inflammation genetics and you were just living a really wrong or mismatched diet lifestyle that was causing a lot more inflammation in your body, which just drives a lot of health issues.
It's fascinating, mate. It really is. Like it's so good. Like someone like Gary Bracker has been so noticed, and he's got this high profile now from working with other high profile people, because it really does. It like paves the way now for like so many people to look into it, and it's incredible. I often say to my wife, it's like everyone should be doing this. Like everyone should be getting tested and just checked and just get the information now, and because then you can do something. What about what about things like earthing and breath work, and do you get into that?
I do. I'm very naturally minded and holistic in the way that I think about health.
Yep.
It makes sense that we are living in a really artificial environment, very different to, like, our genes haven't changed much in hundreds and hundreds of years, but the environment we live in has changed drastically in the last 100. So getting, like, you can go and invest in kind of earthing mats and spend a ton. If you're into that, you can go and ground out in the backyard, go to the beach, ground, go for a walk in the park barefoot, do that more. Like, that's scientifically proven to benefit your health, right? Like, it's shown to lower stress hormones, lower inflammation, just doing that alone. Breath work is a powerful intervention, something that I feel it should be a non-negotiable. Like, if you look at like the breath rates of society, we are breathing faster, more breaths per minute than decades before. It's for shallow breathing. It's not good. So training breathing, getting better at diaphragmatic breathing, deep belly breathing, more oxygenation. Like, I have periods where I'm really good and I'm getting up in the morning and I do some breath work. Then periods I go without it. I notice a massive shift.
Is it the same as cardiovascular training? Does it like hit the same chord, or it's different?
It's different.
Is it?
It's very, very good for your sympathetic, parasympathetic tone.
Okay.
Trains that. It's oxygenating the body. But look, you'd get benefit from cardiovascular training because it's working the whole system, right? It's working like blood and circulation and oxygenation as well. But breathing exercises is normally in a calm environment, unless you're doing some different styles of breath work like Wim Hof and things like that, which can be very energizing.
Oh, that's insane.
But most people are dealing with high stress loads, poor breathing mechanics. So just retraining how to breathe slowly, intentionally, deep belly breathing, so relaxing on your nervous system. So you do it? It's in your repertoire? Like, I do it sometimes, not as consistently as what I should be, but I've been doing it more frequently now in the mornings, even just like 5 minutes.
What do you do?
I've just been doing some Wim Hof, like breath retentions. I find that just so good for my morning, like cortisol, dopamine spike, I feel really good, and it actually carries over through the day. I definitely feel more resilient.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I am dealing with like a high stress environment, I'll do some like 4-7-8 breathing.
Okay.
Which is inhaling for 4 seconds, holding, so retention for 7, and then exhaling for 8 seconds.
Right.
That's a really good calming breathing. But there's so many. There's a box breathing, 4 in, hold for 4, 4 seconds out. Pick.
Yeah, take your pick.
Yeah, take whatever works for you. Some people love Wim Hof, some hate it, some can't do really slow breathing. It just doesn't gel. You just need to find something, a pattern that allows you to breathe deep and well to support your nervous system.
Yeah. I had a mate of mine, he lives in Brisbane, and I had to pick something up off him, and he's a bit of a hippie dude. He's got he was just starting like a yoga class up there, and in this he tells me to come. I was in the city in a meeting, and on my way out to pick this thing up with him, and he's like, "Hey man, we're about to do like a breath class." He goes, "You should jump in. I've never done anything before." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, really?" And like looking around at all these like the people, like full blown hippies, mate, like and everything. And I'm just like, "Oh fuck it, yeah, let's do it. What are we doing?" And then we did a Wim Hof session. Oh my god! Like I literally felt ecstatic. Like after, like I just felt like I was buzzing, and it's incredible, like the change just your breathing and oxygen can have on your entire system. And it's not in my repertoire. I do want to bring it in. Like it's, find time. It's all about the habit, right? Creating that habit and doing it. So I definitely want to do that. But I'll have to look into that. So earthing is that like a magnetic thing? Is that?
Yeah, it helps with like the exchange of electrons out of your body.
Right.
Yeah, which I don't think I can do it justice to explain the exact science of it, but I know there's an exchange of like electrons, and like the on-flow of that in the research was shown to lower cortisol in people and lower inflammation. That I would imagine like the earthing mats would mimic that as well. Okay. We definitely benefit from contact with earth. Yeah. Out of shoes, out of socks and things like that.
Yeah. I think that's what, knowing full well I had you coming on, I'm like, I need to get my mind down the health road and whatnot. So I was listening to some of your stuff, and I listened to Gary Bracker as well. And so, he spoke of those 3 things, right? Like, so there's the oxygen breathing, and then there's the earthing, and then the nutrients. But the earthing one, it's funny. I had a headache yesterday afternoon, and I still sort of had it this morning. I went to the gym, and usually through the summer or warmer weather, my routine is I'll train in the morning, then I'll hit the surf, and as it's gotten colder, I've sort of just bitched out a little bit, and I don't do it. But I'm like, and I just went over there this morning because I was listening to it. This is your influence, mate. The power of your influence.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's right. And mate, went over there, did a breathing session, and I just sort of stood in like the shallows of the water, and man, I just come away. I didn't swim. You get the highway, mate, the sirens and the motorbikes flying past. But yeah, I didn't swim, but mate, just from breathing and literally just doing that, having like my feet in the sand, my headache was gone. Came home, felt amazing, and I'm just like, man, I need to get back into that. I need to do that. I need to just stick through it through the winter. And so it's just incredible just listening to those 2 things. Just 2 simple, really simple things, right? Breathing and freaking putting your feet in the ground.
It's that powerful and that simple. Like, and that's a perfect example of like epigenetics in action, right? Like if you could measure what was going on in your biology, there would be massive shifts. Yeah. Massive activations on genes in a positive manner. Yeah. And people often don't realise when they're not feeling great how quickly they can change their state by breathing, connecting with earth, especially the beach. The beach is my go-to. If I'm feeling fuzzy during the day or energy's off or a bit of stress, I can guarantee if I go and have a swim in the ocean or just sit on the sand, changes my complete biology. Right. it's the best. Some people, it's walking in nature. Both of them are essential.
Yeah.
We don't do them enough.
Yeah.
And if you're somebody that is listening to this and you're dealing with kind of low mood, lots of stress, you need to look at your lifestyle and see how much time you're spending in nature, at the beach, in a forest, or just an environment away from our cubes that we work in, or
the concrete
inside
jungle.
computers, sitting at screens all the time, because that energy, I guarantee, is getting transferred to so many different things, to stress, to worry, and you can definitely recharge by that transfer from nature, which is full of energy, right?
What about like, is it the frequencies, like the electromagnetic frequencies coming from your phone and chargers and things like that? Do you get into that? Like,
I've just got a reader at home, which I haven't really used yet.
I've seen the guy that runs around with that.
Yeah. A friend just gave me one, and I was having a play in the sauna last night with it, seeing which kind of bits were going crazy. But look, it's a real thing, right? Like we are, in essence, energy ourselves at our deepest atomic level.
Yes.
Here
we go.
I promise we're not going to go too quantum.
Oh shit.
I didn't refresh enough on my quantums. I'm sure you haven't yet.
No, mate.
Maybe you have. But yeah, very sensitive to EMFs, and it is a concern, because like you look at the towers everywhere. Everyone's walking with 5G capable phones.
Yeah.
That are just picking up frequencies. Like I always switch off our router and modem at night. I always flight mode on my phone next to my bed. We have to be mindful of that, because, it definitely would be creating some degree of stress, cellular stress. And that's the thing, right? Like
it has to.
Those frequencies hitting our cells, changing the structure of them, how they signal, how they function, creating more free radicals in our body that just chips away and wears away, and I think that's a big issue for a lot of people.
Is there science on it now, or any data, like any studies on it?
I'm sure there is. There's a lot of groups that specialise in EMF, and some of the doctors I follow that have been vocal about it have been talking about even the effect of like EMF frequencies on mast cell activation, which is affecting a lot of people at the moment, like causing cells to spew out like all their histamines, and so they get reactive and sensitive to everything. Some of the research is showing or saying that it's kind of destabilising the mast cells, which kind of keep that all intact. I'm not. I wouldn't say I've really gone down that path more than just being mindful and aware of it, especially in your home, doing things you can control, and that's definitely switching off like your modems and things at night, because that stuff's just pinging around your house, and definitely not sleeping with your phone next to your bed unless it's switched on flight mode, because you see what happens, like if it kind of picks up another bit of technology in your house and it screams, like imagine what it's doing to your brain, or and like wearing your phone like in your pocket and stuff. That just scares me now when I see kind of people at the gym, especially females in their training bra next to the breast tissue. Don't do it.
That is, man, it's like that electromagnetic reader thing. I've seen a guy on the socials, and he just walks around town, and I'm just like, man, like it can be overwhelming. Like that, obviously the space that you're in, right? Like you're looking at all this stuff, like just, with a hawk-eye view. And does it get a little bit overwhelming, like living in this world, like, and trying to sort of create that balance in life to go, oh, I've got kids, and like, oh God, we could talk about so much stuff. Like, so maybe like does it cause you anxiety?
No.
No?
I can see how it does, and I do see people that do create anxiousness with data overload, because there's an abundance of information and diagnostic tests you can do. You can do a test for everything. I use it strategically, but I'm also very mindful that it's one piece of the puzzle. There's so much else that like getting stressed and worried over that and pedantic about measuring each little variable is stressing in itself.
Yeah.
I just use the data, get more informed, have a plan, try and eat better, but I always try and have balance in there, because to get overly pedantic about measuring every single biomarker to me is too rigid.
Yep.
I think rigidity is one of the biggest killers for thriving well-being, because I see it in people that I work with that like they're just so stressed over every little marker that they're looking at, and they can't eat this and they can't touch that. I'm like, just, it's okay. You're still allowed to live. You forget that like you're this beautiful kind of spiritual soul in your body that's here for an experience. You're going to die one day. You don't want to live your life in fear of every marker that's out of range, and not eating this because it's bad for you, and not enjoying a nice dinner out with the family and having a piece of cake or an ice cream after it. Like, you can have all that. Just do the things on a daily basis that are foundational, and it's eating a really good diet and exercising well and sleeping well and making sure that you're dealing with the micronutrient needs that you do, but you're still allowed to enjoy yourself. I try and relay that to everyone I work with, because I just see some people just so rigid, so fearful of everything. They can't eat this, can't touch that. Oh yeah, that preservative is going to kill you. I'm like, yeah, if you're eating a diet fully processed, full of that stuff all the time, yeah, it's probably not going to be great for you. But if you eat a chip that has something in it that's not ideal for your health, but you enjoy it, own it, don't eat it all the time, get back to eating well. You're very resilient, very adaptive. Body can deal with that.
What about ice baths?
Love ice baths.
Yeah,
love ice baths. I have an ice bath. I have a sauna at home.
Okay.
Again, some people may be better not jumping in them if they're dealing with chronically high stress loads, because it is a stressor, right?
Okay.
Ice baths are a hormetic stressor. So if you're somebody that's burnt out, adrenal fatigue, hormones all over the place, jumping in like a 8 or 9 degree or lower ice bath can be super stressing on your system. It can outweigh the hormetic benefit. You might get a big spike and then crash pretty hard.
Right.
The goal is to be a stressor, stimulate adaptation, so you get stronger, more resilient. Your body adapts, creates all those great cellular functions. But I feel wonderful when I ice bath, especially like mentally, because it spikes dopamine, spikes cortisol, so you get a big surge of feeling alive. Feel that it's great for my body composition. Like, I lean down when I use it. Okay. In the like the thermogenic effect and how it activates brown adipose tissue, which is very metabolic. So you want, by jumping in ice baths, you produce more brown fat, which then helps you be more thermogenic. Okay. Yeah. I've always really leaned down when I've done consecutive ice baths. Yeah. But again, if you've got cardiovascular issues, jumping in something that's going to stress your body may not be the best. Have a cold shower. Yeah. Yeah. What about like women with hormones? I've heard some stuff like that they need to be mindful of, like their cycle with ice baths. Correct. Yeah, I have heard that as well. And again, less intense, probably less duration. Yeah. If you are going to jump in there, don't stay in there too long. Yeah. Some people overdo it. They cook themselves. Interesting. Yeah, I love ice baths. Like, I don't love them, but I love the effect after. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, that's the whole point. Getting into something that's hard to do, staying in there when it's uncomfortable. Yeah. Just grinding that out does something to your willpower. Yeah. And I can, this is my own experience. When I do that, most of the time I don't want to jump in there. Same if I have a sauna and go in winter to an outdoor cold shower. It's uncomfortable. Yeah. But I feel that the little things that normally kind of push your buttons or stress you in life become less loud when you do those kind of things. You're just less affected by those things because it's like a resilience building effect. That's my experience. No, I hear you. I hear. I don't have an ice bath, but wherever there is one, I get in them and it's great. But I hear Joe Rogan. He's like, I have an ice bath every day, but every day I almost don't. It's just like every day. There's this fight in my mind, and he goes, but I just do it.
And yeah, I get it. I get the discipline. There's freedom in discipline, right? And yeah, gosh, and that is an ultimate test. It would be. But yeah, cool. And sauna's the same? Did you say you had a sauna as well?
I love sauna. Yeah, it's very few days I don't use the sauna.
Infrared, or is it like
I've
the
got
old
an
school?
outdoor infrared, full spectrum infrared.
Okay.
Both saunas are wonderful.
Yeah.
Just slightly different ways that they heat up. Traditional uses a heater inside.
Yes.
Sauna kind of heats from infrared, near infrared light.
Yes.
And kind of heats you from the inside,
Yeah.
really.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very beneficial for cellular detox with the infrared. A lot of the research is based on Swedish, like Finnish,
Okay.
traditional saunas.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love infrared.
How long have infrared like that? How long has it been around for?
Oh, decades.
Has it?
Yeah, been around. Like there is an element of like EMF and stuff that would come from that.
Yeah.
But a lot of the good ones are quite low EMF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. And you do that every day?
Most days. Some days if I'm gonna just wanting a break, I
Yeah.
give my system a bit of a break. I think it's always good to.
When you need to actually work and do
Yeah,
stuff, like
yeah,
all,
well-
this shit
Oh
you've
yeah,
got to do, right?
yeah. I always normally sauna, like
What is your routine? What is your routine?
not normally sauna early evening.
Okay.
Just kind of cook dinner, or dinner's cooking. I'll go jump in there.
Yeah.
Just a bit of quiet time, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Have a cold shower. If I am ice bathing, I sometimes will jump in the afternoon. I know that a lot of people are like, well, ice bathing should be done in the morning, but I sometimes feel good doing it.
That's your routine?
Yeah. Straight after a sauna, just to chill my body back down. My morning is get up, generally 5 a.m., 5:30, big glass of water, salt, meditation for 15 or so minutes, bit of breath work, go to the gym. Yeah, that's
Right.
kind of morning routine. Come back, breakfast for the kids,
Yeah.
school lunches for the kids,
Yeah.
send the kids to school,
Yeah.
get into work.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even our kids, it's really cool. They jump in the sauna, they jump in the ice bath.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
It's so cool to see them start to just become aware of those
Yep.
things and see us doing it and incorporating that at such a young age.
Yeah.
So I hope that kind of continues on.
I think it's so important. I've spoken about it once before, I think. But seeing what's interesting with my kids, it's like they know we go to the gym, but they don't see us train. And I think like there is a big missing piece there. And like they just, yep, cool, see ya. We come back and we're all like, yeah, cool. But like they just don't see it or experience it. And I often think that like, I'm like, I want to, I think they should see it. I think kids, because, you know, they do what you do, right? Not what you say. And that like, so, and I think it's such an integral part of life is exercise and training. And, but yeah, it's sort of, only with the gym, they're quite sheltered from it. But, yeah, so I think it's brilliant, mate, that they get to experience and see that, you know, you do that.
Oh, absolutely. It should be absolutely modelled and incorporated with them involved. Like I went for a run the other morning with my son. He's 11.
Yeah.
We've only just started doing that to get him active, but it's awesome to go and share that experience as well. And even things like cooking, preparing meals, like kids always want to be involved in that. And sometimes if I just want to get dinner cooked, right? And the kids are almost so slow with it. You just got to step back, take a breath and go, this is important, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we're just so quick to get things done as parents, like rush.
Yeah.
Slow down, enjoy that moment because like they grow up so quick, as you know, like before you know it, the kids are teenagers and then adults and
That's your eldest? You're 11?
11 and I've got a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old, soon to be
cool.
7-year-old.
Cool.
Two girls and a boy.
Yeah, that's cool.
You?
2, mate. So I've got an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
So 11-year-old girl, 8-year-old boy. And but 8-year-old boy, like I heard you talking before about mold before we jumped on. Because did you have personal experience with mold?
Oh, mate, it rocked my world for, probably the last several years of the gym. I feel, I was affected at the gym.
Okay.
From like the air vents. I was affected at home. We had a mold exposure problem in like one of the bathroom vanities. It was water damaged, but it was shut for a year.
Right.
When I opened that up one day, it was just full of black mold and my health just dipped so bad for years after that. It's such a complex thing, but the biggest thing was just mental, cognitive, like brain fog and mood issues and fatigue. And it's been a journey. Like I would say 80% back to where I was, like feeling good.
Right.
Like the last few years have been challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah, just mentally, like I'd go like feeling great and then mentally just bottoming out. So yeah, it really affects the brain.
Okay.
In a lot of people exposed to it. Not everyone's sensitive to it.
What does it do? Can we do?
Excuse me. Yeah, absolutely. Mold is everywhere. Like it's normal, but it produces mycotoxins. So toxins that some people genetically don't tag and clear very well. So that, like you get exposed if you're living in like a water damaged building. You're just inhaling these things. They can get into your body, produce their toxins. They can start colonising in your body, colonising in your nose. If they get in your gut, then they can start to colonise in your gut, in your brain. And they're just constantly releasing toxins, these biotoxins. So your immune system just ramps up. You get, some people get CIRS, chronic inflammatory syndrome.
Yeah.
I think I was borderline that, like by the tests that I had, my inflammation markers were through the roof. For many years with testing, just very stressing on the body, very hard because I was living in it. One of the biggest things you need to do, you need to remove yourself from that. But it was like we corrected the home, but then my car had water damage and had mold in it.
Right.
Every time I was jumping back in these environments, it was like triggering me. Like I'd just get anxious
But so say like, did your wife because can it have the same effect on the same two people? And
if you're sensitive to
it, should it have the same effect? You know what I mean?
No. You could
like some people can deal with it better.
Totally, yeah, exactly. Okay. If you're not sensitive to it, some people are more sensitive to it than others.
Yeah.
There's a set of genes that they're called HLA genes, which influence antibodies in your body. Some people just get exposed, and in normal individuals, the mold toxins would get tagged and cleared out.
Yeah.
If you lack that ability, then they just circulate. So you have to have really good detox pathways. One, you have to remove yourself from the exposure, but then like detox will open up all those pathways, get it out, calm down your nervous system, calm down the inflammation. Yeah, I am fortunate that I feel that I'm kind of way through that now. I've got rid of all the exposures. I've kind of been detoxing, ramping back up my detox, my mitochondrial function, feeling really good again. But yeah, just I have moments where my brain is still not like 100%.
Yeah. How do you know that it's mold? Like how do you detect?
I tested, yeah. So I knew there was visible mold, and I was getting like shortness of breath in the environment. Like my face towards the end of like the gym days.
Yeah.
Like my skin was like getting red and burning on my face at work. I'm like, what's going on here? It was crazy, right?
Wow.
Like every time I'd go to the gym, it was just, I don't know if it was the car or the air vents. I felt like the air vents, which you could just see like the black mold around the edges, just blowing on me. It was probably just a combination of all those things. But I did a mycotoxin urine test to test for exposure, and there were a number of kind of the strains of mold in my system. And then, it's just a matter of kind of detoxing them out. Binders, certain types of binders. Yeah. That just, you kind of sauna, push them out, grab them in a binder, pass them out when you go to the toilet. Yeah. It takes time. And then each kind of layer, you get more of that out. You kind of get another benchmark of where you're at with like how you feel. Some people get over it really quick. Some people, like I follow some people that are decades into mold exposure, still trying to get back to base, and that's all based on their unique biology, right? Some people are really resilient, some people have really crappy genetics, and I say that in the kindest way possible. But they just inherit really poor detox pathways, really high inflammatory tone, and then you throw into it like a stressor like mold, it can really compound their ability to clear it and then to calm that back down. Yeah,
we're going through it now, like with my son, and so he like I think the start of this year, every fortnight sick, and we live, like, I would say, a pretty healthy life, and what is that word healthy? But we think we do, and but then it turns into like sinus for him, turns to a cough, and then it like triggers asthma for him, and it's just like this reoccurring thing. And so we're in the process now, like we've moved him out of his room, and we're just you're trying everything, right? And actually moving him out of his room has actually solved, like it hasn't happened. We're doing the allergy tests and all that sort of stuff. So I do think, mate, we'll probably have to
you can always
come and see you.
Yeah, you can always run like a mycotoxin test to see if they are exposed.
Okay.
There's a lot of things, like childhood illness rates are through the roof.
Are they?
Yeah, it's astronomical.
Yeah, I feel like back in the day,
kids were hardy. They were well. You get a cold, you get over it. You might get gastro every now and then, but now you look at is it like PANS and PANDAS and all these different like autoimmune issues. Like the environment, yes, there's a lot of things that kids are exposed to. I think micronutrient-wise, diets are not complete. I'm sure, like you guys are over your health, there could be micronutrient deficiencies in your little guy, low immunity. But yeah, definitely you want to look at sensitivities to environmental things like mold and things, because they can be a real silent kind of festering issue for a lot of people that drive a lot of histamine issues. And like I said, some are more sensitive than others.
Yeah.
Some children, unaffected, can be in mouldy environments. Others are just real sensitive, especially when you're living in it for a long period of time. It just gradually. And then if you're somebody that has naturally low immunity, whether it's just from getting sick all the time, and then you're sensitive to mold,
right?
That's a perfect storm.
Yeah,
it just gets in. You've got low immunity. Normally, your immune system may have been kind of able to clear it.
Yeah,
and then so definitely boosting immunity is a great place to start. Gut health's a great place to start.
Yeah,
it's sad to see children just constantly unwell.
Yeah. No, and I guess, is there any like, what do you put that down to, like kids today, like in the sickness rates and things? Like, is that an environment thing, you think? Like, what's your consensus on that?
I think they're living in an environment that is more toxic than it's ever been.
Okay.
The food supply is just tainted with so many artificial compounds. There's many factors.
Yeah. That's just so different from when we were young.
It's so different, and I know how my children should be eating, but getting them to eat that is a whole other ball game in itself, right? Like, and I see it with so many people. You pack a really healthy, balanced lunchbox, it comes back and like this,
nothing. They haven't eaten.
They haven't eaten the healthy things. They've eaten a little like bar or something you put in there just to kind of balance it for them. So getting them nutritionally balance is one piece of the puzzle, making sure their gut health is good, making sure that they're sleeping well, and like
that's massive, isn't it? Sleep's
it's a big
huge,
one. Like kids, I know my son, like he'll want to stay up watching shows with us, and then he'll be up when I wake up at 5. Like he gets up super early, and like you don't know the quality of their sleep as well when they're sleeping. I work with some families and their children have a lot of like sleep issues where they can't fall asleep, they're going to bed wired. So and again, every single child is uniquely different, and we often don't acknowledge the differences in people. They've got different needs. Some need a lot more vitamin D in their diet, and others, they might be low in zinc. I think most kids are probably low in zinc and magnesium and vitamin D and vitamin A, all these kind of immune boosting like vitamins and minerals, and then definitely gut support. I would always start there.
Okay.
Feel like check for any sensitivities, check gut health, and then make sure they're getting enough like vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin A, all these immune boosting. And then there's some great like adaptogenic immune boosting mushrooms and things like that, just to boost their immune system further. And if you're still really unsure, just do some additional testing. Look into like their micronutrient. Are they deficient in what they need? Are they exposed to mold? Kids can be affected by that. Yeah, absolutely.
I think I read it on your website. It's like, because I think in the past, health in general, we just categorize and create groups that we put certain people in, and you take that, you have that, you have that. And so I think that's the cool thing about what you're doing, right? It's like you can just go so individual, like so deep and defined to that individual's needs, and then you just treat them with whatever it is that they need.
100%. For like the last few years, it's why I've loved what I do so much, is that we're basing it on those genetic needs, on the epigenetic needs, and now that we can actually start to formulate a blend of supplements based on those even better. Normally it would be, this is what you need genetically, this is what your micronutrient levels are showing epigenetically or through your bloods. Here's a overall good quality activated multivitamin that will cover those needs. Now we can actually customize it even further based on those. So they're compounded specifically for those needs, not just a generic good multivitamin or fish oil that will just give you like whatever the ratio is of like vitamins in there. This is just more customized.
Okay.
So I think it will just be even better to be able to get more customized with those needs.
Because that's where I was going to go. I was going to ask you the question of like, is there like, what are the, things that we all should just be taking? But is that the question anymore? Like, is the question really get tested and actually find out what you should be taking? Or is like, no, like just your mineral salts, and like, should there be a handful of things that everyone takes? Like, do you still sort of recommend that?
Yeah. Look, first and foremost, if you've got the ability to test, it's going to be far better to know what those needs are. But definitely most people need more magnesium in their diet.
Okay.
Most could do with like electrolytes or some form of salts in their diet as well, protein in their diet. A good activated B complex is a great addition, because the B vitamins are so influential in so many like methylation pathways, energy production, neurotransmitter, detox. So those and omegas. Like most people aren't eating enough quality omegas, fish oil. Because they just don't eat enough fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Far out. Yeah, that's cool. I talk about this a bit. I think like Leonie, my wife, she's from Vanuatu, and you see like people over there, mate, like the Nevans, they'll live off like mangoes and rice, and they're just jacked and happy and healthy, and they're just so like, but I guess the environment too, right? Like they haven't got all the shit and the plastics and it's crazy though, like how intricate we've become and sort of so precious as well as humans, you know what I mean? Like it's testament to like what we were saying before as well, I guess, with I think maybe even our grandparents, right? How they were just probably so much rougher and tougher and didn't need all that. But the average life age too, mate, was probably a lot younger than what we're living now as well, right? I think I've read that before, that we're starting to live longer now.
We are living longer. As a nation, I think we're living less well for longer.
Right.
Like the research shows, like the last decade or 15
in dis-ease.
years. In dis-ease. They're like the last 10 years of many of the population's life is not thriving. It's kind of declining, right? It's dealing with or medicating or just trying to ease a lot of the problems that have happened because people just haven't been able to maintain their health span longer. That's shifting. I do believe that's shifting because so many people are now like measuring and taking the appropriate approaches to diet supplementation, slowing down aging markers, inflammation, moving their body better, because there's so many people that live 80, 90, 100 and they're active and they look great and they're mentally there. So I think it's really important that everyone starts to move daily, lifting heavy things. You don't need to train crazy or intensely, but moving your body is so powerful. Making sure that you're eating like a really balanced diet, ideally suited to what you need, but overarching whole foods, quality, chemical free. Because all of that just influences like your metabolic health, your brain health. You need to prevent cognitive decline because you don't want to lose your mind, which so many people are faced with now. And a lot of it is blood sugar driven, chemical driven, poor genetics in some departments, higher risk, but genetics is never the the whole picture, right? It's a piece of the puzzle, especially with those high-risk genes. It's mostly the other factors, right? How well we eat, how well we move, sleep, detox, purpose, human connection, fun, all those kind of things, right? All of those feed into the system, right? And you got to be doing all that.
That's cool, man. I agree with you. That's cool. I'm glad you went there. Purpose.
You're welcome,
mate. I've got a couple of questions. I've got down. I want to ask you. Give me a second here. Where did I put it? These will make for good shorts. Let me have a look. Where'd they go? Yeah, here we go. What's one health benefit almost everyone accepts that you think is completely wrong?
Oh, it's a tough one.
Do you want me to ask you that in another way?
Yes, please.
Yeah. I guess what is something that everyone is there, like, you know, like I feel like at the moment, say like creatine, or there's a supplement or something in the market, like something that everyone does that you think is wrong from a health point of view now?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there one that stands out?
Blindly, blindly just supplementing
in general, yeah.
for the sake of just improving their health without actually knowing the effect that it's going to have on their biology, on their needs for it. Like it's easy to fall into that trap because marketing is so good, right? Like products are marketed so well on the pain points that so many people are dealing with. So many people are just investing and throwing more pills into their body, hoping something's going to flick a switch in the right direction. It's potentially leading to more health problems. People don't realize that supplements are just like drugs. They have an effect on the body. Some are turning gene dials up, some are turning them down. And if you've got susceptibility with certain genes, like for example, if you're slow COMT like me, if you're taking something that drives dopamine, drives adrenaline, and you're somebody that can't clear it well, potentially going to drive more stress, more anxiousness in your body. So it's, I think just the trend to out-supplement your health is one of the biggest risks for a lot of people. I see people taking 30, 40 tablets a day. Maybe for some it's great, but it's not the right approach for everyone. Be a bit more precise with what you're taking, why you're taking it. Do you actually need it? Is it actually beneficial for you?
I think that's what I've read in your stuff is it why you don't stop guessing? Is that like that's I think it was on your website, like why do you need to guess now? And even just as you were saying that now, like we have the technology now to be more calculated, and you don't have to generalize anymore. Once upon a time it was just, marketing and ads and whatnot, and you just believe that shit. But now, like that's literally what you do, right? You totally measuring the markers, seeing exactly where they're at, but then it's also like trialing something, seeing what works and reflecting on it and just going, oh wow, or actually no, and pivoting and changing. Is that
spot on? Yeah. Remove the guesswork is precisely what we mention and promote, because it's allowing you to better understand your biology and what you need to help support your biology. Often you don't need near as many of those supplements. Many are just wasting your money and not doing anything for you. Look, if you buy a supplement and take it and there's a placebo effect and it has like a keystone habit benefit of making you more focused on eating well and moving better and doing more to support your health, that's a great thing. I have no issue with buying that as a supplement, but definitely it's risky when you just start throwing so many different supplements into the system without being able to measure switch is working.
Yeah.
Is something you're like, oh yeah, I just don't feel right. And you're taking 20, 30 different things.
Yeah.
Is something actually tipping you out of balance?
Oof.
And I learned this the hard way because I'm being a self-experimenter, biohacker. I love to take so many different things and see the effect on my system. Many a day in the past, I would tip myself out of balance.
Right.
Like, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good today, but I'll go and take this thing like a nootropic and enhance my focus for work, and like I didn't need it, and it kind of made me fuzzy.
Right.
Yeah, because it's a balance, right? Your body functions best in homeostasis, in a balance. Some of these things are tipping it out of balance. If you're ramping up dopamine too high or serotonin too high, you're going to feel crap. Yeah. So,
on the creatine thing, actually, what are your thoughts?
Mate, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Interesting story. Grew up in a small rural country town, Kyogle, Northern Rivers area.
Because you know Cam Gibson and do you know Cameron Gibson?
Cameron Gibson.
No? Oh,
Is he from Kyogle?
How old are you? Yeah.
I'm 44.
He's younger.
I left 2000, finished school, moved down to Canberra, so I may have...
Okay, yeah.
Is he from that?
He's from Kyogle.
Yeah.
Played footy.
Yeah,
And,
so I played all my footy in
did
Kyogle.
ya?
Yeah.
Do you know Matty O'Reilly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so same group of mates.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I know
from
Matty
LA.
O'Reilly. Yeah. But yeah, like growing up, small footy town, footy was my life. I must have been 16 or 17. This was before creatine was even on the market in Australia. I was buying it through the university in Lismore. Somebody was like manufacturing it there, and just through a contact, like, it was like so granulated. It wasn't like micronized.
Yeah.
I still remember like that was my first introduction to using creatine when I was trying to pursue a career in rugby league.
Right.
Then so training, taking creatine, buying it from a university.
Yeah.
And the research is there now. It shows it's so supportive beyond training, right? Like for cognitive health.
Yeah.
There's some research to show that it potentially is very good for bone health, preventing like the decline in bone density. Really great for people like myself who have MTHFR variants, methylation, because creatine has a fair drain on methyl groups when it's produced. Like it really kind of chews up a fair bit of that. We need enough methyl donors to really support with making dopamine and serotonin and supporting that methylation cycle. By supplementing with it, your body doesn't have to go and produce more creatine.
Right.
It has a bigger pool.
Right.
So I've noticed like supplementing with a bit of creatine when I train on days, I'm generally in a better mood, better balanced, like mentally, focus-wise as well. So I think it's a great supplement.
Yeah, it's getting so much good press, isn't it, of late? Like so many studies and people and notable people coming out, and that's cool. That's cool. I feel like we've gone in on some. Fasting. Fasting, does that play into what you do? Tell me about what your thoughts are on fasting.
I don't like it.
Okay.
Personally.
Yeah.
I think it's great for many people, and a lot of the science is very supportive for what it does on a cellular autophagy perspective, clearing out damaged cells, helping with metabolic health. Me personally, I feel better when I eat.
Yep.
It's time restricted eating, different story. Like it's just lengthening that out and like eating kind of earlier in the evening and then not eating again for breakfast. That works really well for me. But yeah, fasting for lengthy periods, I find that it was really just kind of stressing out my system.
Okay.
So I don't do it a lot, but I think there is a time and a place for fasting for many people. I like to try and hack my fasting benefits, taking things like spermidine, which is a supplement, which...
What is that?
Is like a fasting mimetic.
Right.
Spermidine's found in certain foods.
Okay.
Wheat germ, some aged cheeses, but it's been identified as a longevity molecule because it helps activate autophagy, and that's what you get from going into fasting states,
Right.
where your cells start to clear out the damaged proteins and cells and get them out of your body. You can activate that through a supplement now.
Bloody hell.
So spermidine's a good one for a lot of people to
Okay.
either eat foods rich in spermidine or supplement with spermidine,
Yeah.
and you'll start to get the benefits of fasting without having to fast, which for somebody that loves food is a win.
Yeah.
I love food, and I feel better.
Yeah.
eating.
Yeah.
I have done 3-day fasts, and to be honest, I did like juice fasts and felt amazing when I was
Okay.
doing like vegetable juice fasts for 3 days.
Yeah.
But the last couple of lengthy fasts I did, I think I was carrying some of that mold, and
Right.
I got to like day 2 and my brain just crashed
Yeah.
and I couldn't function. I couldn't speak.
Wow.
Like, I got to stop this.
Yeah.
So I think it was a sign of either blood sugars or my body was just dumping too many toxins that I couldn't clear.
Yeah.
It's just like, and you got to look at all of those things, right? Like, is it right for you with your goals, rather than just going, yep, fasting is right for every single person.
Yeah.
Is it right for you where you're at with your health? Might be right at some stage, it could be right now, but just check. Like, if you're somebody that's burnt out, adrenal fatigue,
Yeah.
highly stressed, fasting's going to stress you out more.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just got to know your biology better.
Yeah.
When you do, then you can make better informed decisions about what approach is right for you at that point in time. And your body changes. Like, I know that there have been times where fasting I've been able to handle really well. So I think it's just a state thing as well.
Awesome, man. I think we went in on it. All right, but I've got a. Is there anything else you want to talk about, mate? I do have a closing question for you. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I think we've covered
A lot.
We've covered a lot. How long have we been going for?
1 hour and 16 minutes, mate.
Yeah, we're cruising. We've got another hour at least in us.
My question was, if every person listening walked away and had to remember one thing from this, what would you want them to remember?
That each and every single person has a very unique biology, unique genetics, and if you were able to map that out, then you're going to be in such a great place for understanding how to support your biology best and how to continue to support it so you age slower and have far greater energy and health for as long as possible. So that's something that a lot of people don't realise, that they do all carry very unique genetics. And it's really useful to know. So then, your diet, your supplementation, your training can be geared all around that.
Cool.
Yeah.
And how do people reach you, mate?
Best place would be social is Chris Barnes Wellness, and my website is chrisbarneswellness.com.au.
Awesome, man. And have you got? And so you're now like you're doing like a couple of speaking runs and things like that. And so that's like just everyone can keep up with what you're doing, mate. And I'm gonna jump on, mate, and see. I'm gonna chat with my wife for sure, but I think we'll probably come and see you, mate.
I'd love to, mate. We can map you out, and take you through a journey, and then jump on another pod and kind of share your experience.
Mate, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
Even for Leone as well, and like document that, and it'd be really good. Yeah, so lots of conversations coming up, podcast, speaking. Some great events like this year. In a few weeks, I'll be down in Sydney for a really cool event called the Global Impact Summit.
Okay.
So it's going to be a talk on energy, mitochondrial health, burnout. So really, really excited to share some great content.
Yeah.
So definitely keep an eye out and follow along.
Mate, we definitely will, man. And let's do this again sometime soon, mate.
Yeah.
This has actually been really cool. And mate, Thank you so much for coming on.
It's so much fun, and really great to reconnect with you.
Yeah.
And this conversation is powerful, and I really appreciate the platform to jump and share this. And I'd love to do another.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Legend. Legend. All right, mate. Thanks for coming on. Thanks, Chris.
Cheers, mate.
See you, mate.
Bye.
Cool, brother. That was cool.